Good morning. I hope that this video finds you doing well. Today we're going to talk about the fourth stage of behavior change as outlined in the ISSA, International Sports Science Association, their transformation specialist program that I'm currently taking. And I'm just going to read, I'm going to look down a little because I'm just going to read kind of an excerpt from the textbook about stage 4. And the stage 4 is action. So stage 1 was pre-contemplation, when you weren't ready. Stage 2 was contemplation, where you were getting ready, but you just weren't quite there. Stage 3 was preparation, where you're ready and you're just trying to put the things in place. So step 4 is the action, where you go ahead and move on that behavior change. And so it's outlined in the textbook as people in the action stage will have taken measurable steps toward changing their behavior within the past 6 months. In this case, people give more weight to the pros of changing and less to the cons, which further shifts the directional balance toward change. Also, a positive and measurable change has already been made. Their sense of self-efficacy is higher, and hence people will speak with greater confidence about the change. Albeit at the same time, they may still express some doubt. They may sing things like, "I'm really happy that I've been able to maintain my diet for the past 2 weeks. I just hope I can keep it up." Or, "I can see my body changing and I like it. I just hope I keep losing weight." So this is where you're actually taking the steps, to do the change that you're trying to make, but you still don't completely, fully believe in yourself and your ability to do it. So stage 4 is actually the stage that I am in currently. And as I explained in the last video about the getting ready stage, I've been in that stage and the pre-contemplation stage back and forth so many times, but I just never stayed there. And there have been times that I've moved into the action stage, but I never stayed there long enough to actually make it into the 5th and final stage of behavior change, which is maintenance. This is when you're have completely made the change and you're just kind of staying there. Like if Weight Watchers, with Weight Watchers you go to your weekly meetings and you weigh in, and when you get to your goal weight, the lifetime members are the members who maintain at their goal weight or within a couple of pounds, give or take. So I've never made it there, but action is the phase that I'm in right now, because I have been. I started doing 75 hard, so that's a challenge that I've been doing, where I'm doing the 2 workouts a day, drinking a gallon of water, and just kind of maintaining my nutrition through, a calorie deficit plan that I've got myself on. Now, when I was in the ready stage, where I was trying to, make the preparations, the last time that I was in it, what really pushed me into the action phase, I actually had 2 situations that took place. And actually within this year, within just a couple of months, actually the first one was in November of last year. But 2 different things that happened that really, really pushed me into the action phase. And the first one was it was personal. Anytime we make a change, there's a personal reason behind it. And this one was definitely a health-related personal reason. I had gotten sick last June. I had pneumonia. And because 2020 was the year of the great pandemic, I was convinced it was, the virus. I got very, very, very sick and finally went to get a COVID test, and it was negative. But I did have pneumonia and was treated for the pneumonia. Well, when I was at the clinic getting treated for the pneumonia, they discovered that I was in a hypertensive crisis. My blood pressure at that time that I showed up to the clinic was 208/110. Now, they were more concerned about that than they were my pneumonia. The doctor was like, they wanted to call an ambulance to send me to the emergency department to have me admitted to the hospital because I was in a hypertensive emergency. And I was definitely at stroke level blood pressure. And he said, I can't let you leave here. You could die. You could, something could happen to you. You could cause an accident, hurt someone else. And I understood that because I've worked most of my life in healthcare. I knew, the situation, and I knew how dangerous it was. But I pleaded with them not to send me to the hospital because we had just gotten our rescue husky last year in February, at the end of February, and this was June, so she'd only been with us a few months, and I had put her in her crate because I was just going to drive up here 2 miles from my house to do the drive-through testing, and from there, at the drive-through testing, they sent me into the clinic because I was so sick. The clinic was actually across town. So when they found my blood pressure, he was not going to let me leave. So I told them the situation with my husky at home alone in the crate. So they kept me at the clinic for 4 hours that day, giving me medicine until they got my blood pressure down to a level they were comfortable enough letting me leave. So after that, I had to follow up with a primary care doctor who had put me on medicine for hypertension, and I saw him several visits, and he had me on one medicine, then he added a second medicine, then he doubled the second medicine, and this was at each visit. So when I was at my visit in November, I was getting ready to go to Minnesota because my daughter was expecting a baby, and he was due, in December, 1st of December. And so I was going to fly up and spend a couple of weeks with her. And when I was sitting there in my doctor's office, and he was like, getting frustrated, like, why can't we get my blood pressure down? Like, why can I not get it managed? Because, it was a serious condition, and I understood that. And he told me, and, we talked about my weight and that I needed to get my weight down. But when we were in there in the office, he told me, he said, I want you to do me a favor. He said, I want you to go to Minnesota to be with your daughter, and I want you to hold your brand new grandson, and I want you to look at him, and I want you to ask yourself, is he worth making the change for? Is he worth me saving my health and saving my life so that I can be a part of his life when he grows up? Now, when he said that to me, I immediately teared up, and at first I was very insulted. Like, how dare he ask me? Like, how important is my grandchild? Like, of course he's everything. They all are. I have 4, and they all are everything. And I was hurt. I was like, how could he think that anything could be more important, than my new grandson? So when I left there, I sat in my car in the parking lot a few minutes and I had me a good little cry. And I thought about it. Now, I was hurt and insulted and furious at him to even suggest that I would have to question if my grandchild was important enough to, do something with my health. And the more I sat there in the parking lot, I thought about it. And I realized that he wasn't coming from a place of insult and hurt. He wasn't trying to hurt me and he wasn't trying to insult me. He was just trying to get me to face the reality that if I didn't do something right now and change the situation, I would not stay alive and watch my children, my grandchildren, grow up. And I thought about that, and that hit really hard. And that's when I came home and I started making some more conscious, deliberate choices in what I did, what I ate, how active I was during the day. I went to Minnesota. I welcomed my beautiful grandson into the world, and he's perfect and he's amazing. And my second situation that has helped keep me in the action phase, my birthday and my husband's birthday is March the 2nd. So the first week of March, we flew back up to Minnesota to visit my daughter and son-in-law and my grandson. So we had a lovely visit with them, and when we were leaving, we were actually flying back home on our birthday. And in Minnesota, in Minneapolis, at the airport, there is a Prince store. Now, I've always been obsessed with Prince. I love him. I love everything about him. So my husband wanted to go in there and buy me something for my birthday. Today was our birthday, and we were flying back home. So I walked right into the store, like when you go into the store, I walked in the door to the first corner and was going to work my way around and try to find something for him to buy me. And I was looking at the first shirt that was hanging up, and I looked through the sizes and I found a large. And I was holding the smalls and mediums back. And I asked my husband, I said, would you get that down for me? Because I just wanted to look at it closer. I just kind of wanted to hold it up against me and just kind of see how, because, we know our bodies. And we know that different things are sized differently. And we know that if we can look at something, we can kind of judge, can I wear it? Can I not wear it? Well, when I asked him to get that down for me, this young girl that worked in the store came up to me and she said, I'm sorry, the biggest size that comes in is a large. I'm so sorry. And I felt like she was being very condescending, and I kind of let go of the other shirts I was holding on to, and I turned around and looked at my husband and I said, I'm sorry, I feel like I just got insulted. Shall we leave? And so we walked out of the store. So that was my second reason, and that was kind of a vanity reason. I mean, when we all make a decision to make a change, especially if it's if we want to lose weight or we want to get more fit, it's something that's related to fitness. Of course, part of losing weight and getting fit is that you want your body to change. Your body, smaller, less flabby skin. You just want to look better. Like when you go to the beach, you want to feel less self-conscious. When you go out on a date with your husband, a cute little sundress, you want to feel less, self-conscious. So there's always a vanity level involved with losing weight, getting fit, your fitness journey. And so when she just came up to me, she didn't know, one, if I was looking at the shirt for someone else. Like I could have been shopping for my daughter or a niece. She didn't ask. And two, she just came up so assumptive, like, oh, you can't wear that shirt, honey. You need to just stop. That really bothered me, because when people see you and you're not an average, skinny little 20-year-old, and they just make assumptions like that, and they call you out, or, they say things that really are insulting. That's just not cool. And, after the fact, that story, that situation actually got handled. I had nothing to do with it, but my husband and my daughter actually contacted the store. Yeah, that situation was taken care of. But for me personally, I did take it very personal. And so that kind of pushed me more into the action stage, because now I want to be able to go into a store and look at any damn shirt I want to, and not have to worry about someone coming up to tell me if I can or cannot wear it. So those are my two reasons. One, my health. Obviously, that's number one. And, having the ability to be around for my grandchildren. Now, side note on that, my children's father, he passed away when they were 3 years old. My daughter was 3, my son was 9. So I'm the only grandparent on my son's side that my grandchildren have. So it's important for me to really take care of myself and be a part of their lives. So that was number one. And number two is definitely a vanity reason. That insulted me, but it really hurt my feelings when she came up and told me that I couldn't wear that shirt. She didn't know me. And, when I go to the beach or I go out, I haven't worn shorts out in public in 20 years, probably 20 years. I want to be able to wear shorts out in public, except for being at the pool or the beach. And I just want to get a cute little pair of shorts and go out somewhere. So those are my reasons for action, and that's why I'm where I'm at right now. So, I've been doing the 75 hard, and I'm a month into it. So I have lost some pounds and I have lost some inches so far. And I did training. I did all the training to get certified as a licensed Zumba instructor. I haven't done my first Zumba class yet because I'm still working on my choreography, getting it down. But I thought if I went ahead and got the license, that it would push me more. And so I do. I try to do Zumba every day, at a very least every other day. So that's good, doing Zumba. And so yeah, that's kind of where I'm at on my journey. I am in stage 4 in action. And I'd like to know, if you are doing some kind of behavioral changes or just some kind of changes. Do you want to work out more? Are you being more conscious of your diet? Like, are you changing, something in your life? Like, where are you at in your process? And how's it going for you? So for me, I'm sleeping better at night. I feel better, and I have a lot more energy. So, they say if it ain't broke, don't fix it. What I'm doing right now is what I'm going to continue to do. And then hopefully once I get to my goal weight, I can move right on in to the last stage of maintenance and stay there for a long time. So if you've made it to the end of this video, thank you so much. I always appreciate and value that you've taken the time to watch my video, and I hope that you have an absolutely amazing day. Remember, wear your mask, wash your hands, social distance, take care of yourself, take care of each other. Bye.